be smarter and show the best that you can. The final thing, let's also know that everywhere we have a space where we are stepping, whether we are an entrepreneur, whether we are a 9-to-5 worker, whether we are in international development or financial industry, recruitment industry, whichever industry we are in, we are representing all the other Blacks. And this without no pressure, but we have to know that what we do, we form opinions of what Black people do. So that is something that we are carrying. We are carrying like a banner for all the other Black people that will come after us. So those are the most important things that I thought we should bring also to the table as we conclude. Thank you very much, Eugene.
Thank you, Chikondi, for the 4 points that you just summarized. If I go to Yemi, what's your thought in terms of how can we move forward, move away from this negative perception and the mindset and the focus on being proactive and productive and thrive and break down barriers? And I know you've broken quite a lot of barriers. What will be the best way to, what will be the key takeaway for people listening to us?
Okay, so I've got 3 things. So the first thing is support each other, support each other's businesses. So I'm definitely going to be linking in with everybody, every speaker on this and seeing how I can support your businesses, whatever, you know, because most of the business that I've had, as you know, it's been through people in my network. So I think that's really key and we mustn't underestimate that. So what we don't, you know, as much as, yes, a lot of what white people have got is through privilege, but in actual fact, we must not get ourselves into a false thing where we think it's all privilege. You know, they network a lot. They don't talk about it. They network a lot. They support each other a lot. And obviously they get to hear about the opportunities first. So let's just start doing that as well. There's absolutely, and also in the community, we seem to be a bit shy about our brand. You know, somehow we don't shout it. Somehow everybody's too sort of, you know, why you never hear Nike sort of embarrassed to promote their brand. You never hear Uber, you know. So I think in terms of our brand, shout it from the rooftop, you know, use every opportunity to promote your own business, because if you don't, who else will? Yeah. And then also one thing that I feel extremely strongly about is we have to work smarter, not harder. Yeah. So I tend to say there's 2 different types of laziness. There's laziness where, you know, in the community, we tend to be very hard working people physically sometimes. Yeah. So we strain ourselves, we do, you know, and then which then impacts our health sometimes. Yeah. But what we don't do enough, you know, as you know, as it was alluded to, is working smarter. Yeah. So what we need to be doing is to be more strategic in everything that we do. Okay. And we often spread ourselves too thinly. I'm very much one for, I think every single person should have a minimum of 5 streams of income. I'm not quite there yet, but, you know, let's do a self audit and go, right, in terms of, you know, and that's why really, even though a lot of recruitment businesses have folded in this time, mine haven't, because it's not my only source of income. You know, I've got buy-to-lets, I've got, you know, so we need to sit down and go, okay, what are my different streams of income? That's good to have 5 streams, but let's not try and start up 100 businesses at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, because what you do is you end up just spreading yourself too thinly, and then even you, I know we're special, and I do believe as a race, we are, you know, given what we've experienced as a race, we still never been taken down. So, but be strategic. Yeah, be strategic. How many businesses can you really give a lot of your time to and make it excellent? Yeah, yeah. So that's the other thing as well. Let's work smarter, not necessarily overstretch ourselves physically, and you know, yeah. And then also let's leverage the relationships that we have. Okay, I'm just literally now, I don't business. I am now linking in. I don't even I go to the CEOs now of Uber. I'll just send them, send a nice friendly thing to say hello. Always rub their ego, because I love the ego, yeah? So, you know, whether they've posted something, even if it's by, I don't know, sometimes a lot of them are doing it because it's fashionable, but I'll say, oh, thank you for your post. Really, really, thank you for your support of the community. Bang, right? So we've got the connection. 2 days later, this is what I do. If you're really genuinely about, you know, in doing something about diversity, you know where to come. The genuine ones will book a meeting. The ones that are not genuine, they don't, right? So we are at a really special time in history. You know, there's never been so much boldness for us to talk about some of the stuff, some of the pain that a lot of people have been through. You know, in my career, my last job didn't end very nicely, but you know what? I was determined that at no point again will I be relying on somebody else paying my mortgage, you know? So when that ended, I thought, no, that's it. I'm setting up my own thing, you know? So that's the thing. I said 3, but I've gone off. Yeah. So let's support each other more. And let's be smarter rather than harder working. Yeah. I'm genuine about that. Be strategic. Don't spread yourself too thinly. You can't multitasking. It's a fallacy. Yeah. Yeah, let's just take advantage of this very special time we are, and just go for whatever. Don't just, yeah, go for it. I'm not sure if any of you read The 4-Hour Week. That's an excellent read, actually, by the way. Yeah. Just go for it. And then I'm going to post a link in the chat for anybody who's the owner of their own business. You can join a network. I'm not sure if you heard of it, called MSD UK. Has many of you heard of MSD UK?
Yes, I know it. I know the owner. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually free to join at the moment. I joined it last year. I was so angry when I first joined it, because guess what? It was all full of Asian people. And I'm like, oh, they've taken over again, right? So since I've been there, I've introduced lots and lots of Black businesses. There still is not enough. So just join. What you get the opportunity to pitch your business with in front of very large corporates, and they invest in terms of training. So I'm going to put the post there. It's free for the next 12 months to join. Thank you.
Thank you. I know my uncle is a good friend of mine, and also joined One Africa Network. Also, we are a member organization. So let me go to Oyinka and then James in terms of Jason, in terms of what's your final key takeaway. Oyinka, what's your final key takeaway based on what we talked about? How can we move forward?
Okay, so in terms of how we can move forward, I think one of the things, as we've spoken about, is digital transformation. A lot of Black people or African people, we're in low-skilled jobs or in jobs that can actually be easily taken over by technology. That's why I'm running this boot camp, this technology boot camp for Black women. So making sure that we're upskilling ourselves digitally. So if you've got a shop front, do you have an online shop as well? Because, you know, as the way the economies and the way the world is going, we are becoming a digital society, and we're transitioning into the Internet of Things. So it's really, really important that we are at the forefront of that, or else we may be left behind. The second thing I would say, just as I said earlier on, is making sure that we actually care about each other as human to human first before business to business. We should always seek to add value first before we look to get something. So, and I think some of the things this is some of the things that Mom Test covers is actually about adding value to the customer. What value are we adding, rather than like, what are we trying to sell? You know, too many times we sell homogenous products, so we sell products that are the same. What is it that actually adds more value than the other person has tried to sell? So those are my 2 pieces of advice. Lastly, let's not make this a race war. Let's make this something that's inclusive as well of other people, because we can learn a lot from other races and ethnicities.
Yeah, good points. I've been seeing quite a lot of discussion and the report about Afrobia, and the African or Black are also become more or less sister than other society. But also the good point you raised about being online presence, and this crisis has been a good story, because quite a lot of Africans don't have online presence, and these days if you are not Googleable, nobody cannot trust you. If I look for Jason or James or Oyinka, can't find on the internet, I'll be suspicious about what they do. There's no traceability on anywhere on the internet. So we need to build online presence and brand. Jason, what's your last? I know we've taken too much time. What's your key takeaway, and then we can close it with.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope my internet holds up for this. So I think just very similar to Oyin, just looking at a little bit ahead, I would suppose what I would really think about is looking at the trends, both from the labor market perspective, and if you take yourself out of the labor market and you're an entrepreneur, looking at your market that you're working in, and tying back into what Yemi said right at the beginning, very much understanding what it is that you're designing your business to solve. What area are you working in as a young professional or professional, and understanding what elements in the workplace are you seeing, what trends are you seeing are things that you should be looking to tap into. So I think from that perspective, I kind of cast my head out and I cast my mind outwards and work backwards, and looking at things like not everyone needs to be a coder, but at some point everyone will probably need to, if you want to be an entrepreneur, understand your accounts, understanding cash flow. So really, I would say investing in yourself.
I think we lost you again.
Yeah, much tying around where you're playing, and if you want to play to win, understanding what it's going to take to do that. So I think that is very much what my mind speaks to. And when I'm thinking about entrepreneurship as well, I'm thinking about understanding what you're designing to solve for and to impact.
I think I think we've taken a lot of time. All these issues, we can talk them. I see everyone is very passionate about some of these issues because they affect us. But me, my key takeaway to request everybody, let's not just talk about them. Let's be practical, put into practice. Let's get doing. And there's quite a lot of things, key takeaways that has been shared. We're going to write a report and we'll be sharing it across to the rest of the people about the whole discussion and some of the recommendation. Hopefully we find inspiring and supporting people, especially who are looking to transform, move forward. I don't want to take any more time because it's already 17 minutes past what we had planned. So I just want to thank you so much for our speakers for your time and sharing your perspective and your experience and insights. And at the same time, I hope you find our initiative informative and thought-provoking, and we continue to have this debate on a weekly basis, and we are supported by Innovate UK as part of the government response to support the BME community to navigate the current crisis and prepare themselves for the new economy or the new world. So feel free to join our future program on a weekly basis. And also we have master classes on many aspects, some of these key issues that continue to come up. You can sign up to some of them. So I don't want to take any more time. Thank you so much and have a good evening. It's been amazing to have you. We'll connect offline and continue to have this debate. So have a good evening and be blessed and look after yourself. Keep safe. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Take care.
everyone. Bye.